Yo, what's up people? So this is the second part of my on the road video series, I guess now. Today I'm gonna show you what I'm actually carrying besides what I have in the car, which I showed you in the last video. So yeah, this is this. Watch, obviously, Citizen, EcoDrive, ProMaster, still the same, still works reliable, still is very bright in darkness, so yeah, good watch, I like it. Flashlight still the same, Streamlight ProTech. Now I have the rechargeable batteries in there. For some reason it doesn't switch modes anymore correctly with the high power battery. It only has one bright mode, which kind of is, I don't know, I do still like a lower mode as well, so I might have to check with normal batteries again. So yeah, it might be the battery though. I don't think it's the flashlight, because the flashlight otherwise still works fine. Still never gave up, so I don't know. Probably the battery. We'll find it out. Yeah, the other flashlight that I have, or headlamp I should say, is the Ledlenza Mh4. When you're sleeping in your car especially, headlamp is even more practical, I think. Yeah, this one has red light as well, and it's pretty simple because it only has two modes of white light, so you know, low and bright, and you can adjust the beam with this little screw up here, which is pretty simple. So yeah, two modes of white light, one mode of red light, and adjustable focus or adjustable beam. And it's also rechargeable, which is cool if you're traveling, because I can put this on a power bank with USB. So yeah, pretty nice. I like Lenzas for their simplicity. To me, they were always a brand that had really simple flashlights. They're not the strongest in terms of output, but most of the times you don't need strength or output power, you need reliability and simplicity. And yeah, the Ledlenza Mh4 does this. This is the, I guess, desert version with the desert camouflage band. Not really special, but a really good and simple headlamp. And I don't think it's really expensive either, so yeah. A journal. I do like the Right in the Rain journals. Especially these days, it's always raining, as you can see. Pretty nasty weather outside. But yeah, Right in the Rain journal. Pretty good. This is the big one, I guess. The big memo book in bright yellow, because why not? Why not more colors in your life? My wallet, you have seen this quite a bit. This is the Chamica wallet. Let's see if I can show you this without showing my identity. Bills in the middle and cards on the side. Pretty small, basic wallet that works especially well because it carries super light, and I don't like big and bulky wallets. Now let's get to the fun stuff, right? The knives. The Pioneer X I have with me because it has the scissors. Let me show you this real quick. So there we go. Now you can see all the tools. Medium-sized blade, then the can opener with the screwdriver, bottle opener, which I probably use the most, and another screwdriver, and the awl, which I actually might use pretty soon because I need to punch another hole in my leather belt, and the scissors. And that's probably the main reason I have this with me, because sometimes you need scissors, and yeah, scissors are good to have. I have small pliers in my first aid kit, so I don't need the normal version. So the A-Lux version is fine. And I do really like this version of with the black A-Lux. I just yeah, just really enjoy it. Yeah. So let's fold this up without cutting myself, and then let's look at the other knives. Ugh. Good. So we get this out of the way. Next up, let's speak about this one. This is the focus camera. Thank you. This is the Benchmade Bug Out, which I didn't plan to take with me, honestly, because I never really carried a Bug Out. And yeah, it's one of my girlfriend's knives, and she kind of left it in the car accidentally, and then I drove away and had the knife still in my car. So I guess now it's part of my road trip. So yeah, Benchmade Bug Out. Why don't I carry the Bug Out? Well, it's too small for me, honestly. The blade is too small. It should either be smaller or bigger, but I don't like this size. It's kind of an in-between size, pretty weird. 8.5 centimeter blade length is kind of a bad size, I think, because you can't do big knife stuff, but nor can you do small knife stuff, so I don't know. But the Bug Out itself is a good knife. It's thinly ground. As for the V, it seems to be properly heat treated. And as you can see, I have the Flightanium brass scales on here. Actually, I will show you these in light. Maybe it looks a little bit better because the car is pretty dark right now. So let's step outside for a second. So hopefully you can see it a little bit better now. Yeah, the brass scales, they make the knife quite a bit heavier. Usually it has like 55 grams, now it has like 110 something grams. So it's twice as heavy, I guess. And yeah, but I like it. I didn't like the feel of the original scales on here because the knife was really forward heavy, and now it's more handle heavy, which I think is a lot better now. But yeah, you may not like them because they might be too heavy, and the Bug Out is designed to be lightweight. Still not a really heavy knife with the brass scales. So yeah, good cutouts on the inside as well, good relief cuts. I should have bought the crossfade scales because they have a lot better access to the lock bar. But on the other hand, I think these just look cleaner and nicer. So yeah, you can see the standoffs here and here. Pretty fidgety knife as well. Benchmade's are always fidgety. The Axis lock is a really fun locking system. And they look good. They look especially good, especially this one. I love the patina on the brass scales. Yeah, Benchmade Bug Out. So let's get these two guys out of the way and look at the last three knives. This is a knife you have seen quite a bit on the channel as well. It is the Artisan Cutlery Sea Snake, and I put a clip on here so I can carry the appendix. And yeah, there it is. Well, the main reason I have it with me, I have a fixed blade, I have a EDC knife. The Bug Out is basically just here because, yeah, my girlfriend left it in the car, and this one is basically, well, the Pioneer I also have because the scissors, and this one is basically my backup EDC knife. If I should lose or something should happen to my EDC knife, I have another one. And there's not a lot of things that can go wrong with a fixed blade, I guess, unless you do stuff that's not designed to do. And yeah, I really like the Sea Snake. It doesn't carry that well appendix-wise because it sticks out a little bit too much, a little bit further than I would prefer it to, but yeah, still a good knife. Very thinly ground RPM 9 steel. That's Artisan's proprietary budget powdered steel, I guess. It has lost its razor sharpness quite a while ago, but it's still sharp, it still cuts. Still a good knife, I guess. I will test the steel a little bit further. So far it has done okay. It hasn't surprised me edge retention wise in any form or way. But it seems to be tough, no chipping yet, so we'll see how it does in the future. So yeah, a good little knife. I do really appreciate the Artisan Cutlery Sea Snake. Yeah. So the last two guys we have here are the basically only large fixed blade that I brought on this trip. And it is a Tops Knives in a custom leather sheath, which I acquired through a trade. Thank you, Leon, by the way, for the trade. He put this in a aftermarket leather sheath from Germany. I think they are called Lederschmiede Mh4, and I don't think they produce leather sheaths anymore, which is pretty sad because they do an incredible good job. This is the dangler system that comes with this custom sheath, and yeah, you can put this on here and have like a deep carry, a low ride dangler system, and I personally always carry it on the normal leather strap. And the knife itself is the Tops Tex Creek XL. Pretty cool knife. So here it is in a little bit of a better lighting situation. The Tex Creek XL is not a huge knife, but it's not small either. 16 centimeters of blade length, which is about a little bit over 6 inches, I guess. 1095 steel, and it's partially heat treated, so the edge is a little bit harder than the spine. I guess they're still doing this sort of heat treatment with Tops knives. Tops knives have a lot of soul. I think they feel really good. You always feel like, it's only 1095, why should I pay that much? But actually the quality is there, so I don't mind. Micarta handle scales with a finger groove in the front, and then so it's like a two-stage handle, so you either put your finger in here in a saber or in a hammer grip, and then you have enough room to hold this back here for some light chopping. This is not a good chopper for like big stuff. It's a little bit too light and small for that, but yeah, it's plenty enough for a fixed blade to have on a road trip. You can still split wood with it and process wood and make a good fire. It's just not a hatchet replacement. But hey, it's a belt knife, so it's exactly what you expect it to be that you get. So yeah, nice dark micarta handle scales and red liners and some good contouring going on here. Yeah, really like the Tops Creek. The blade shape seems like it has a recurve, a slight recurve, and then it has a lot of belly in the front, and then a nice precise tip supported by a swedge. You know we like that. And yeah, that's the Tops Tex Creek XL. Really nice fixed blade. Really glad that I can check this out. Now the last knife we are going to look at is the Benchmade Contigo, which has been my EDC for this entire road trip basically. So yeah, the Contigo or Contigo, however you say that. I guess it's Contigo. Makes a little bit more sense. Baron Osborne design, so the same designer that brought out the Benchmade 940 design. You can see the similarities, but this is a very different knife to the 940. I had owned a 940 in the past. Didn't like it as much as I like this one. This is bigger, full 4-inch blade, so 10 centimeters in the blade length. So big, beefy knife. You can see the thickness on the blade stock here, and especially you can see the thickness on the inside of the handle here. So they did remove quite a bit of steel up front here, or maybe it looks like it because of this wedge. But yeah, it's contrary to what you would think. Oops. Contrary to what you would think, this is a very slicey knife, because the blade is nice and broad and thinly ground, and they did the whole blade in CPM M4 steel, which is a good steel to say the least. I would say it's one of the steels that has a lot of compromises in it. It has a ton of edge retention, is really high in edge toughness, and is not so good with stainlessness, but it sharpens up well and it takes a nice clean edge. And yeah, like I said, edge retention and toughness. It's a steel of good compromises, and I honestly prefer that a lot to steels that are stainless but don't have the toughness like a lot of the CPM steels have. S30, S45VN, they're not in the same game that M4 is. So I would say Kruber would be comparable to this. Yeah, maybe even K390, but both of them have their own properties and own individual characters. But yeah, M4 is a good steel, is what I'm trying to say here. It's good stuff. And yeah, the coating on the blade it's like a Teflon coating, so it will wear down pretty quickly if you use it a lot. Mine hasn't seen a huge amount of use, but it has been carried quite a bit. And yeah, I'm going to carry it even more in the future. Even though this is a discontinued knife, I don't see any, I don't know, I don't want to collect it. I want to have it as a user. This is not the original pocket clip. It came with the deep carry pocket clip, but it was not deep carry in the first place, so because the pocket clip was drilled way too low for it to be deep carry, which is not a bad thing. This knife maybe even shouldn't be deep carry. So yeah, I like the clip on here. Maybe I will change it out in the future, who knows. Carbide glass breaker on the back. It's never bad to have something like this in the car with you as well. And an aluminum backspacer, so pretty robust, the entire knife build up here. I think we have like 166 grams as far as I can remember, which is like 5.8 ounces. So it's not lightweight. But the interesting thing that I found is this knife doesn't carry as badly as you may think it does, because it's not as wide in this dimension. What I found is that it doesn't matter how wide knives are in this dimension, it's more importantly how wide they are in this dimension in order for them to be easy to carry. And this one, I think, is relatively easy to carry, considering that I only have cargo shorts on. So yeah, I think it's very much doable, even though this is a big and beefy knife. Aggressive chimping on the entire handle. We have chimping in the front, chimping in the back, more chimping down here, more here, and more in the middle. So chimping all around the knife. Some people may not like this. This screams to be this knife screams that it wants to be used with gloves, but honestly it's just fine if you get used to it. It's just not the most comfortable thing if you really bear down in it, but it's doable. And yeah, it's a tough build with a nice and thinly ground blade. So yeah, this was the Benchmade Contigo. A really nice knife, really dig this. And yeah, has been a very reliable companion on this road trip. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. In the next video, and probably also the last video that I'm going to make on this trip, I will show you the new things that I have been acquiring on this trip. Going from place to place, I have bought 3 different knives that I'm going to show you in the next video. So thank you guys for watching, and maybe we see each other in another video. Goodbye, people.